Hi everyone, welcome to the channel dedicated to sharing the profound insights and wisdom of Andromedan contactee Alex Collier. If you're new here, you're in for a journey that expands your mind and consciousness, bringing you closer to understanding the messages from the fifth density Andromedan extraterrestrials. For those returning, we're grateful for your continued support. Before we dive into today's enlightening content, we have a small favor to ask. If you find value in the knowledge shared in this video, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to our channel, and clicking the bell icon so you never miss an update. Your engagement helps us amplify Alex Collier's message, allowing us to reach a larger audience with these vital messages. We'd also love to hear from you, so please engage with the comments below. Whether it's a question, your thoughts, or even just an emoji for the sake of engagement, every comment counts. We read every single comment, and your feedback is incredibly valuable to us, as it all contributes to our mission of expanding this community. So please don't hesitate to leave your thoughts below. Additionally, if you'd like to support us further, consider giving a super thanks tip by clicking the heart with the $sign. This small gesture allows us to continue bringing you more of Alex's messages, unfiltered and directly from his lifelong experiences with the Andromedans. Today's video includes a compilation of several of the many important questions Alex Collier has received over the past few years, so please sit back, relax, and enjoy today's video.
Is all of this lost wisdom, Library of Alexandria, and that now forthcoming from various galactics?
Is it forthcoming? Is that the question?
Yeah.
I don't know. I would think.
Is this the lost wisdom now forthcoming from galactics?
I think some of it. We may not recognize it as lost knowledge because it's been lost to us. But what I was making reference to earlier is that because of their ability. Okay, let me be more specific with the A's. They can take a picture of the Earth, just like they do any being, and they can take apart slides which are one's health, one's condition, one's history. And they can rearrange it, they can put it back together, they can heal specific things, they can take parts where, let's say, your body's the strongest and put that back into the camera and heal the liver, kidneys, just about anything. Well, that camera does the same for planets. They can take a picture and they have a history of that planet, its formation, the cataclysms it's experienced, the volcanic activity, environmental changes. It has all of that knowledge inside this picture. It's a holographic camera of some device, some means. Well, I know they've taken pictures of Earth. They've been doing it all along. And they've been dividing those pictures into very specific topics. And I know that information's been shared. I don't know if all the races have this technology, but all the races that are here assisting humanity, they have the knowledge. Okay, that's what the benevolents do. That's what good guys do. They share the knowledge. Okay, so at some point, we're going to learn all this. This history of our planet is going to be presented to us. We may have to be specific and ask about the knowledge at the Library of Alexandria. Maybe it's possible that in this film, these holographic film containers, they have the actual scrolls, and we would be able to create a holodeck and go into the Library of Alexandria and open up these scrolls and transcribe them ourselves so that we can digitally recreate these documents. I don't see how that can't be possible to do. That's what I was alluding to when I spoke about it earlier. I think morality, I think environmental friendliness, conservationship, and how to heal our own bodies, what foods are beneficial, how to properly use technology and not turn it into a weapon. I think those are all things that these advanced races can teach us, because many of these races have been in similar places that we are, and they were able to get through it without destroying themselves. They stopped and they paused and they did a redirect. And that's something we could use, that's knowledge we could have, and also maybe the mentorship to have the courage and the fortitude and the knowledge to make such a redirect. For all intents and purposes, we may have been on Earth for a long time, but we're still a very young race. We're different. We're unique. We're like the teenagers, trying to figure it out. We think we know everything, and we don't want to be told what to do. But until we fall flat on our faces, then we're willing to take some advice. And I think that's kind of where we're at. I think we're running up into a wall here, a very serious wall. And that's why all this information regarding the regressive aliens and the cabal and the Illuminati, all of this stuff is in front of us now. I mean, it is. It's all of it's coming up right in front of us. And that's because we're getting to this place where we're going to have to do a redirect. We're going to be forced to do a redirect if we want to be free. And it would be nice to have some assistance with that, because it's pretty scary. It can definitely be really scary. And it's hard to know who to trust. It sure is.
What can you tell us about the Tau Cetians? Are they human-like? Well,
yes.
Tau Cetians.
Yes, Tau Ceti. Yes, they are. They are very, very muscular beings. At least the men are. The women are very strong as well, slender but very strong. The average height is under 6 foot. Some are taller. They are fierce fighters. They are incredibly independent. And when they lock into a cause, they see it through. When they've committed to a cause, they see it through. They are especially exceptional when it comes to taking a lead. They like to be in charge. They like to take point. They are not at all afraid to show how brave they are. They're not stupid either, though, okay? It's not, they run into gunfire for no reason whatsoever. They're incredibly resourceful. And a lot of this has to do with because of how they freed themselves from the Greys in their world. And because of that, they're enormously intuitive, especially the women. My understanding is that they're gifted. They're really, really gifted in intuitiveness. because that was really the key as to how they were able to free themselves. And the men are devout, family-oriented. I mean, they're all very family-oriented, but they're incredibly protective. My understanding is that they're very, very well respected. And they have made a mark and an impression on all the other races since they freed themselves. And if we were lucky to be mentored by some of them, I would think we'd all be the better for it. Because there's nothing like an intuitive, soulful male. You know, an intuitive, soulful male. There's nothing like it. It's a very, very powerful combination. So, and I don't think that there's enough of that in the world today. I don't. You know, turning young boys into cupcakes, that is not the right way to go. It's just not the right way to go. And to think every male is toxic is absolutely wrong. It's essentially, in my opinion, it's a lot of blame. It's just a lot of blame. That isn't constructive in any way, shape, or form. And to disempower anyone, any gender, any race, anyone, is not the way to go, ever. In the long run, it's a huge catastrophe to disempower anyone. So that's how I feel about that. And again, that's quicksand, I know.
Is our solar system still under some kind of quarantine? If so, have the Andromedan spoke about why and what are the conditions for when it can end?
Yes, we are definitely still under quarantine. When will it end? I do not know. The conditions is when the last bunch of bad guys are rounded up and our solar system is returned back to its normal balanced state, whatever that actually is. And the visiting planetary bodies have left, and the debris fields that are filling our solar system because of these visiting planetary bodies that are in its tail, when that's cleared out, then maybe we will be back open for business. There are a lot of conditions that need to be dealt with. And the benevolence, they're very, very clear about their goal. And their goal has always been, and I've talked about this in the past, was to make sure that we had an opportunity to truly govern ourselves as a planetary race, to be free of influence without being coerced, okay? And that requires an educational period. That requires a cleaning of house. It requires a lesson in what doesn't work. It requires a lesson of who we really are, what we are really about, and then allowing us to not only absorb the information, but begin to put all of that into practice, to build our civilization, to work together as a collective, regardless of race, creed, any of that stuff, to work together towards a common goal. and that is the expansion, the joyful education, and advancement of humanity. And guys, that's the goal of all heart-based civilizations, regardless of their density. Okay? That's where they go. I mean, you're going to be amazed to find out how they treat each other and how they live. It's a wonder we're still here. It really is the way we treat each other, the way we have warred against each other. It has just been staggering. It's a wonder we're still here. And that's a testament to our inner strength, to our drive to survive. We just have to channel that energy, channel that desire to live, that drive into what's real and build what's real, something that is a sustaining set of values that will take our civilization, into the future, okay, where it's at one with other star nations. These are things that have to happen, and we don't know any of this yet. We don't. We have to be taught these things. We're going to need an education, okay, on what it is to live as part of a galactic family. Right now we're south side of the tracks, big time. Okay, and it's not working for us. It's not. We have to make some changes. And the first fundamental change is, how do we view ourselves? And we need perspective. We do. And that's going to have to come from someone else, because we're not getting it ourselves. We're not. So I wish we would, but we're not.
One of the people who are watching the worldwide weather cam says that there is a lens array out in space that blocks visibility about the Hercolubus star system. Hercolubus.
Yes.
Hercolubus. Yeah. Anyway, have you heard about this? And if so, is this true?
I've heard of this, and I have seen some physical evidence that it is in fact there. Yes. However, where they aren't chemtrailing the crap out of everything, you still get to see Hercolubus. You still see the planets and the moons. The photographic evidence is absolutely conclusive. All anybody has to do is look for it. I'm sorry, CNN, Fox News, CNBC, they're just not going to show you any of this, because it's all national security. But the information is there. And I think on one level, they want it to come out. They want people to know. But intelligence agencies are going to do what they're told. There are reasons for it. But they are still human. They still have families. They get it, okay? So these weather cams and amateur telescopes, it's there. The weather, the sun array satellites that are up in space, there is so much information they're sharing. Even though they're scrubbing the data, there is so much data they can't scrub it all. And what we are seeing is stunning proof of what's going on in our solar system. It's just remarkable. And it's awe-inspiring, actually. Once you get into it and you begin to see it and you begin to put the pieces together, it completely begins to change your perspective of Earth and who we are. Because it's one thing for me to say there are motherships in our solar system, and it's another to be looking at a picture of the sun, and there are at least 6 motherships bigger than Earth, and then another 177 other motherships smaller, hanging out around the sun. There it is. There it is. It's stunning. It puts everything in perspective for you. And, we just don't have the resources. I mean, I'm amazed that this webinar, we haven't had any incidences today, and JP's not kidding about, solar power and cow help to make everything work. It's like Green Acres, Petticoat Junction, it's something
a nice
else.
cup of English tea.
There you go. So it's remarkable. So, crazy glue, duct tape, and baling wire. That's how we're holding all this together. So.
Many webinars talked about the soul reincarnating here on planet Earth. How we enter life is just as important as how we exit life. Some choose to leave early while others suffer with disease. Question is, how can we prepare to leave Earth in good graces?
Michael, that's an excellent question. There are people who transition very, very gracefully. And what I mean by that is they know that they've lived the life as best they could. They know that they have loved to their fullest capacity. They have done everything they could do to provide for those they leave behind. But at the same time, they understand that this is just part of the cycle, that living in a physical form is a form of education, of experience. And I don't know that I really know the answer to that, not having been in that place. I only know about, I don't actually know that experience for myself. But I would think that if it were me, the things I just shared, those would be the things that would be on my mind. I truly believe that in many respects, everyone is doing the best they can. Are they on track with the goals that they had set up when they first came in as a child? Have they acquired and achieved all of the goals they wanted to growing up and into adulthood? I would think that, at least for me, it would never be about material wealth. Or fame or any of that. What would matter to me is, was I loved? Was I loved? Did I experience genuine love? Did I withhold it? And why did I withhold love? I would want to know those things. And I would want to be able to say, with my last breath, it was a life worth experiencing. It was a life worth living. And I guess everybody's answer to that is going to be different. It all depends on what moves you. You know, for some people, it could be, for ball players, it might be scoring touchdowns or home runs or having records so that their name continues. You know, for others, for moms, was I a good mother? Did I raise my kids right? Did I instill within them, you know, love of spirit, the wisdom of right and wrong, compassion? I think that's going to be different from everybody. For me, it's, you know, was I loved? I mean, I've been blessed to have totally been in love at least twice in this lifetime. And even though it didn't turn out the way I wanted it, it was still a blessing. Absolutely was a blessing. I wouldn't change a thing about it. Nor do I have any regrets. Because what that gave me is profound. Absolutely profound. And no one can ever take that away. And that love, that profound experience, it's in the cosmos. You know, it's in the cosmos. And it's always going to be in the cosmos. So that's a really good question, Michael. Thank you.
How quickly could all of us on Earth fully enter fourth density? Could we do it by next year? And also, what's the longest it could take? I'm 43, so am I. I was 43 on Saturday. Is there a good chance I could fully be in fourth density before I die? That's what Val says, not me.
Okay. Before I answer Val's question, you yourself was 43 on Saturday?
Yes.
Well, happy birthday.
516 months. That's what I put on Facebook.
Okay. Val, I don't have an answer to that question. I don't know if everybody's going to move at the same pace. My intuition and my gut from people that I already know, that I talk to on a regular basis, some people are going to be in fourth before others will be. I think it's going to be a staggered thing where groups move up, and at some point they're going to be between the two worlds, and they will relate what they know and what they're experiencing, which will only inspire those who are a little slow to catch on to want to catch up, because they'll be inspired by what it is that they're hearing, and they will engage more fully spiritually in their own spiritual growth and welfare. And at that point, once you make the intention to want to do this, it happens. Okay, when you focus on what it is you really want and you state your intention, it will come. As long as you stay with that, it will come to you. That's what the universe does. That's a part of creating your own reality. That's how I would see it. I mean, that seems logical to me, that's how this would happen. Because remember, we have to empower ourselves. We have to take responsibility for ourselves and our spiritual growth and our actions. That seems to be consistent with those principles. No one group is ever all in the same place. There's always things going on. There's always movement across the board.
Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you found it insightful, please like the video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so you don't miss out on future updates. If you have any questions relating to today's video, please also leave them below. We read all the comments and take on board what our viewers have to say about Alex Collier's work. Remember, your support helps Alex Collier's knowledge and the messages from the Andromedans reach more people. If you'd like to support the channel even more, you can give us a super thanks tip by clicking the heart icon with a $sign. It really helps our team bring you more content. Also, be sure to visit alexcollier.org to sign up for our regular email newsletter. It's the best way to stay updated with the latest news, exclusive content, and upcoming live webinars. For the latest insights from Alex Collier, check out alexcollier.live. And if you want to explore over 250 past webinars, head over to alexcollier.tv. Thank you for being a part of this journey and supporting Alex Collier's work. We couldn't do this without you, and we're genuinely grateful for your support. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the vast mysteries of our universe. If you would like to see the Andromedan contactee Alex Collier live via video stream, we hold a live online seminar every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. For more information on upcoming live webinars, please visit alexcollier.org.